comrades, it is I, your Supreme Overlord, Vinny Vanilla. Welcome back to my latest review from Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury. We had a nice week off to marinate and think over the series so far. That week has caused a whole lot of crazy and maybe true theories swirling around. One of those theories just so happened to be that the aerial is ran by literal dead people. Each one of those gun bits being a dead Suletta? Like I said, it's wild and crazy, but very possible in the realm of Gundam. Anyways, this episode is one of those setup episodes, so if you're looking for mobile suit fighting, you're out of luck. However, this episode does require your attention because if you blink, you'll miss some very interesting stuff. Big twists and turns in this one, so let's break out that spoiler alert. So I'm pleased to say that my previous gripe with the series was addressed. Turned out all I needed to be was patient. Hint, hint to some of you haters of the series. Pale Technologies has admitted that the Ferric is indeed a Gundam to Vim and Sirius. Those top women of Pale seem to be always a few steps ahead and are so casual about the whole thing. Sirius then offers Pale to cooperate with their plan, to see what Delling has up his sleeve. The distrust between the big three companies and Delling might be boiling over soon. It's going to be very interesting to see what Delling has planned. Now here's one of those moments where if you blink, you'll miss it. I had a sneaky feeling that they would do something with the opening, and sure enough they did. They added a silhouette of two mysterious Gundams that appear behind Delling. Holy moly, with that means we're up to 4 Gundams. From the looks of these two Gundams, they look like the Gunpla that was announced a while ago. The Lefurth Thorn and the Lefurth I think that's the pronunciation, who knows. We've got twin mobile suits coming soon. Wouldn't it be crazy if Delling and his right-hand man Rajan piloted them? Or it's Lady Prospera and Delling? I have no idea, but I'm really looking forward to see what these two Gundams are going to do. We catch up with Miorina and Suletta tending to the tomato garden. Apparently Suletta is spacing out and is worried about Ellen. Seems like it's been days since Ellen has been seen from the school. As Miorina lectures Suletta for, caring for others, they both get an invitation to a incubation party, a social party for people among the Bennett group. Incubation was not going to be something I would have used for something like this, but okay. Immediately, Miorina decides for Suletta that there's no need to go. Only students among the top 3 branches will be there. If Suletta goes, they will make her give a speech. How foreshadowing. Suletta immediately jumps with the hope that Ellen might be at this party. The feeling Suletta has for Ellen is strong. But boy, oh boy, she just doesn't know that the real Ellen that she cares about was already vaporized. At the incubation party, we see the big 3's grunt mobile suits. Jeturk's Delanza, Grassley's Hindre, and Pale's Zawart. Oh, that special looking Demi in the back? Looks like the music duo of the opening song, Yoasobi, gets their own custom mobile suit. Bandai, you sneaky little bastards. Another premium Bandai for the future.
Merchandising.
Earthhouse's Nika and Martin are in awe at the sight of the party. They're also nervous, and rightfully so. A room full of Spacians and they're the only Earthians? But Miorine, looking good in that dress, tells them not to worry because they're just guests of the holder. Speaking of looking good, holy moly, Suletta has quite the glow up. Granted, she's always been cute, but now she looks pretty hot.
What are you looking at? It's a cartoon!
Suletta says it's pretty tight in the bust area, which Miorina is annoyed just like any other flat-chested girl in anime. So the incubation party is explained by Miorina. It's an event to promote new business startups. Those who want to start a new project within the group pitch their idea to the masses in an effort to solicit investments. If they reach the target amount of investments, a new business is born. If not, it's rejected and startup dreams are shattered. This is a neat look into the behind the scenes of these companies. We never got this much emphasis on mobile suit companies in previous Gundam shows. The closest we got with something like this was in MS Igloo with Zionic Zaku vs Zimad Zuda. Meanwhile, the real Ellen was watching Miorina and Suletta from a security camera. How creepy. He is upset that he has to fix the other Ellen's problems. He also says, that enhanced person, when referring to dead Ellen. The real Ellen is not an enhanced person. The Pale Grannies mentioned that the next test subject isn't ready, so real Ellen has to step in and play the role as his own body double. Back at the party, everyone is staring at Miorina and Suletta, and it's to be expected. The holder is here, so you know that's a big deal. Suddenly, Shadiq shows up and asks if they're interested in new business ventures. Again, how foreshadowing. Shadiq and Miorina have some sort of history as they talk about presentations, including something about a 4-card Sector 17. I have no idea what that means, but their history might be explored in future episodes. Suletta looks just as lost as we are and asks if they're even friends. Miorina only says that she can't get rid of him, and then spills the beans that Suletta's here trying to find Ellen, which makes her of course stammer in embarrassment. Strange that we haven't seen Shadiq mention anything about Ellen's disappearance, considering he's a colleague in the dueling committee. Then Lady Prospera shows up with her right-hand man, Godoy. This is the first time Miorina has met Lady Prospera face to face. Last time they saw each other was during the hearing on whether or not the Ariel was a Gundam. Prospera says that she owes the Ariel's approval thanks to her and offers her a handshake. Just as Suletta was surprised that they know each other, because when all this went down she was locked up, Prospera sends Suletta away to go get her a drink. As soon as Suletta's gone, she tightens her grip on Miorina's hand and asks if she has always been like this towards Delling. She is simply doing her duty as a in-law to get along with the bride's family. The more I watch Lady Prospera, the more calculating and cold I think she's going to be when the big turn happens. So here's where things start to get a little dicey as far as for timelines. Lady Prospera talks about the Vanadis incident that happened 21 years ago and how Delling suppressed it. 21 years ago. Suletta is 17 years old. Eddie in the prologue was 4 years old. Now, I only have a 2nd grade education, but if my math serves me right, doesn't that mean Suletta should be 25 now? Again, timelines and math are not my strongest suits, but just thinking about this is giving me a headache. But if this is lining up the way that it's lining up, Eddie is dead? And Suletta is maybe a clone? All of this is speculation, so it's best that we just keep watching to see how it unfolds. Despite Prospera's high praise for Delling being a splendid father for all of his accolades, Miorine disagrees. She reiterates that Delling looks down on her and makes decisions on her life without consulting her. But what hurts Miorine the most is the death of her mother, and Delling seemingly just walking away. Miorine will never accept a man like Delling as her father. Lady Prospera can only laugh at Miorine. Her problems seem very trivial in the grand scheme of things, and she has a point. Miorine lives the high life. A luxurious dress for the party, her own place rather than staying at a house, the respect she gains because she is the daughter of the president. Yeah, Miorine, it's a reality check. Your first world problems are not as big as you think they are. Throw away that adorable pride. These words will echo in Miorina's head later on. Meanwhile, klutzy ditzy Suletta has made a mess by dropping drinking glasses. As she frantically tries to pick up shards with her bare hands, we get a glimpse of Lauda, the new head to Jaturk House. He mentions how pathetic Suletta is and how Gwell could fall for such an oaf. Speaking of Gwell, where is he? I miss him. This is the one mention that he gets throughout the entire episode. Vim calls on his son Lauda and tells him the time has come to execute Order 66. Okay, so it's not really Order 66, but they definitely have a plan. Then out of nowhere, Ellen shows up to aid Suletta. Suletta, don't. This Ellen is super sus. By the way, before we get into Ellen and Suletta, I just want to say that we finally, after being absent for 4 episodes, we have a Delling sighting. Also, anime food looks incredibly delicious. Like, look at that! Nika is given some food by Shadiq, and we have ourselves quite the fishy situation here. I can read eyes and body language.
Oh, they fuck!
Okay, maybe not, but still, this is very strange to just throw in here. Why would Shadiq be the one to thank Nika? The plot thickens. Goodness, that was a bit of a whirlwind between Ellen, Delling, Shadiq, and back to Ellen and Suletta. Anyways, so Ellen hands Suletta her brooch. Suletta was concerned that she couldn't get a hold of him after the date never happened. Ellen says he's been wanting to apologize to her, but because of Pale Company business, he's been taking a leave of absence.
Liar!
Suletta then mentions that she is glad to see Ellen smile, something dead Ellen hardly ever did. The more you think about it, the more heartbreaking it's going to be when Suletta finds out about dead Ellen. Just as Miorine predicted, the holder must take the stage for a speech, and Ellen sweeps Suletta away with his charm, and Twitter-pated Suletta falls for it. On the stage, the 4 Pale Grannies show up and present 2 students of the school, Ellen and Suletta. She gives a pretty good speech, but this was all an elaborate trap by Pale. The Grannies begin to ask her in front of everyone all about the Ariel, such as if it required complex skills, or if it's just Suletta on her own. Suletta gives all the praise to the Ariel. They've been together since childhood, and her family. Mugen then flips her trap card. Ellen felt a strange sensation during his duel with Suletta. Ellen explains that the feeling was almost as if the ferret and the Ariel were entangled. This is referring to the energy wave the Ariel emitted when it was glowing red. Ellen asked if Suletta felt the same sensation and she agreed. The trap is then sprung. Suletta's platform rises to be the center of attention. Mugen declares that this proves that Shinsei's mobile suit, the Ariel, is indeed a Gundam. The grannies go on to explain that the ferret was using the Forbidden Gun format. That energy blast is a result of mutual interference between gun formats. Much like how Ellen said only a Gundam can defeat a Gundam, Mugen says only a Gundam responds to another Gundam. This irrefutable evidence proves that the Ariel is indeed, without a shadow of a doubt, a Gundam. Suletta immediately protests that the Ariel is not a Gundam, but the cat's out of the bag. Vim reminds the crowd that building and possessing a Gundam is against the Cathedra agreement. Pale is just as guilty as Shinsei, but the grannies have this all planned out with Vim and Sirius. They vow that the company will dispose of the ferret and dissolve the development team that produced it. I wonder if that's code for being vaporized like dead Ellen. Vim agrees to these terms and suggests Shinsei accepts the same settlement. Suletta cries out for her mother, but Prospera is in a pickle of her own. Lauda confidently declares that his father would like to renegotiate their previous deal. Things are looking pretty grim for our heroes here. The entire party is against the idea of a Gundam, and Sirius asks Delling, what will he do now that it's been proven that the Ariel is a Gundam? Just as Delling was about to give a ruling, Miorine interjects with straight facts. The Ariel is superior to Jaturk and Pale's mobile suits, and destroying it would be a waste. Sirius reminds Miorine that Gundams are inhumane weapons that steal the lives of pilots. But Miorine counters this point, saying Suletta is just fine using the Ariel. Miorine comes up with a different option besides disposing the only two Gundams that we know of in existence. Get ready, comrades, because this is going to be some intense business talk and numbers. If Pale dissolves the ferret and the development team, they will lose 120 billion. 120 billion what? Again, Gil or something, I don't know, they never say the currency. Miorine is asking an investment of 240 billion. A purchase of Shinsei and Pale Technologies along with their mobile suit development to create a new company. A new company that will put the protection of life as its top priority. This new company shall be called Gundam Incorporated. This sort of stuff blew me away on the first go-around. I'm not very business savvy, and now that I think about it, when the hell did Miorine have time to draft all this up? But regardless of the plot hole, it was at least very entertaining to watch. After such a passionate presentation, Miorine is met with crickets. Delling tells Miorine that there's no value in her proposal. Regardless of how confident she may sound, she has no credibility to back up such a large investment. She is immediately dismissed by Delling, but Miorine has a bit of character development. She kicks off her heels and sprints to Delling, swallows her pride, and asks her father to invest in her company. After a brief pause, Delling delivers a line that reverberates throughout every Gundam series.
お前が考えてる以上にガンダムの呪いは重い。
To Miorina's shock, Delling invests 3% into the company, a shocking change of heart that causes everyone in the party to invest. And just like that, Gundam Inc. has been created. And just like that, Vim's balls are still in Lady Prospera's vice grip. After the big announcement, Lady Prospera meets back up with her daughter and Miorine. Prospera and Miorine come to a mutual agreement and shake hands for real this time. However, Suletta is still hung up on one thing. The Ariel. It's not a Gundam, right? No, Lady Prospera finally admits it. The Ariel is indeed a Gundam. What an information-packed episode this was. The world building that this series has done in the span of 7 episodes is remarkable. It was definitely a little bit on the heavy side on information, but I think it was needed to explain everything going down. Personally, I really like the episode, and it gets me even more and more hyped for the Tomino-style ending that this season will have. Prospera has been cooking something up for 21 years. The season finale is going to be the Red Wedding of Gundam. I can't wait to tell the world that Lady Prospera did nothing wrong. Anywho, comrades, that's the video. Please let me know what you think down below. Was this episode a bit too much on the information side? Or did you learn more about this new Gundam world than before? Will we get a new house at the school now that one of the big 3 of the Benner group merged with Shinsei? Will Guel come back and join this newly formed house? This series is a gift that keeps on giving, and I cannot wait for the next exciting episode, Their Choice. And of course, course, you can't forget my shameless plug. Don't forget to follow my Instagram, vanny.vanilla.v3. I answer all of my DMs there, so please feel free to message me. Until next time, comrades, bye! Congratulations, you made it to the end. The cringe is over, unless you want more. Do it. Click those videos in the box. Do it. Do it.
背筋を伸ばす。ははい。